Welcome back to Jacobs Field. The scores are tied at the top of the 5th inning, and Cleveland's Charles Nagy, for the 3rd time already in this game, faces leadoff batter Brady Anderson.
Brady is walking flying to right against Charles Nagy. And there's ball 2.
Nagy did a terrific job of keeping his club in after giving up the solo homers in the 2nd, minute 1st and 2nd in the 3rd, and he struck out Palmeiro and Bonilla, kept the crowd in the game, and now the Indians have come back.
And that breaking ball in there for a strike. The thing I don't understand is why was Alomar running there? Wouldn't you rather have Kenny Lofton leading off the next inning than Vizcaíno?
Yeah, I think so, but I think, again, the Indians have just been relentless and aggressive, and they feel Hoyles can't throw, so they were going to take a shot at it.
In the dirt. It is 3-1 to Brady Anderson. David Wells, who gave up that big 2-run single to Sandy Alomar, was none too pleased when he went back into the dugout. Yeah.
Remember that one pitch to Alomar that he thought was a strike, and now all of a sudden it looks like the Indians are going to put the shift on Brady Anderson with the count 3-1. Omar Vizquel has run over on the 2nd base side.
Yeah, only the 3rd baseman, Kent, remains on the left side. Well, now they are showing him respect, aren't they?
Yes.
The 50 home run man is getting that ultimate respect. Ground ball to the right side, bobbled by Vizcaíno. Off the bag, and he's safe. Vizcaíno bobbled it. His hurried throw took Franco off the bag, and Anderson hustling all the way on a routine grounder, and that's why he made it.
Well, they got Jose for better defense. He bobbles, and I think Franco's inexperience in first base shows a little bit. He starts stretching too soon when he didn't have to, and when you stretch too soon, then if you have to jump, you can't get back down on the base. In between hop. Now watch Franco. He's starting to stretch out, and he can't get back down on the base.
You gotta give credit for Brady, though, for busting this behind down to first base right there.
A lot of guys on a routine ground ball, they're just kind of streamlining down the first base line instead of going all out like that.
This is no time to go into the Cadillac trots.
Here's Todd Zeile. He has fouled to short, and he has singled into left field. Anderson at first, nobody out. Ball 1. Roberto Alomar on deck. And then into the big Baltimore power after Alomar.
One of the biggest misconceptions in baseball, there's a saying that, hey, anybody can play first base. And they're right, anybody can, but there's only a few that play first base well. And Franco, a 2nd baseman by trade most of his career, started to stretch a little early there.
Brady Anderson attempted a steal back in the 1st inning, and Sandy Alomar threw him out. Anderson has stolen more than 50 bases in a season in years past. Zeile looking to bunt, taking. Ball 2.
Not a bad play by Zeile. The sacrifice bunt wasn't on, but Kent was playing deep, and Jeff, not a great 3rd baseman if Todd could have gotten it down.
Well, Zeile going to get any pitch to hit right here. This is a good pitch. Go get a fastball or something to hit right here, but I don't think Nagy's going to give in to him.
Kent charging it, bobbles it, recovers, out at first base. But the lead man allowed to move along. Anderson to 2nd base. And all of a sudden, the Cleveland Indians can't catch the ball.
Well, it's not a great defensive team to begin with, but Vizcaíno was supposed to help. They know Kent's a little bit of a liability defensively. It's a good thing for Jeff that it was Todd Zeile, not a fast runner, because they only get him by a half step.
Now Roberto Alomar up in a similar spot to the one his brother Sandy just excelled in. An RBI opportunity. Sinker for a strike on the outside.
Indians have 2 great Gold Glove defenders, Kenny Lofton and Omar Vizquel. Sandy Alomar certainly a serviceable catcher, but the rest of the pack defensively a little bit below normal.
Roberto Alomar is fly down deep to left center and hit a line drive that Vizquel almost caught. Back to Nagy's got Brady Anderson hung up. Runs right toward him. And Brady is safe. They get nobody. Now that is unbelievable.
Well, Charles Nagy was trying to make a play where he could get both guys, but he lost focus on the first guy. He was waiting for Alomar to start coming down to second. And boy, you talk about a vapor lock, and Charles knows he just made a major mistake.
Well, Alomar was way around first base, and Brady was making eye contact with him, but then Alomar went back as Brady headed back to second.
Well, Charles tried to do the right thing right there and run him back to the base. He's looking at Alomar. He's looking, and he doesn't want to throw the ball. He's thinking that Alomar's going to come all the way around, and both of them end up at second. But Alomar been stopping at first base and recognizing Brady was going to get back. See him watching for Alomar when he should be looking to get Brady out. He's the lead runner.
That's a play the Dodgers, when Maury Wills was playing shortstop, they used to work on all the time. They'd get that guy trapped and bait the runner from first base to come down. They'd get the runner going back to second. They'd flip it to the second baseman. He'd tag Alomar coming down from first, and they'd still have the guy in the rundown. That was something they worked on. I think Nagy probably has worked on that play before, but he just vapor locked there.
So 3 batters have batted. Cleveland has booted 2 ground balls and now a mental error. And the Orioles have 2 men on and 1 man out. And their leading RBI man at the plate, Rafael Palmeiro. He has hit a home run today. And it's a foul. So it could be another one of those moments of truth for the Cleveland Indians here. But this crisis really of their own making.
Well, great teams take advantage of mistakes, and this is the Orioles' chance right here. Brady Anderson and Roberto Alomar.
The Orioles do not have a hit in this inning, and they have not hit the ball out of the infield in this inning. Alomar reaches on what is ruled a fielder's choice. No error, of course, can be charged. Anderson reached on the Vizcaíno error to start the inning. Two and 1 to Rafael Palmeiro.
And by Kent bobbling the ball, he had a play at second on Brady. He would have had a forced play there. So then Nagy snatching that ground ball from Alomar would have had a chance at a double play.
A big game like this, you can't afford to give the opposition any more outs than you have to.
Now Palmeiro trying to make him pay for it here in the 5th. 2 and 2.
Well, I mentioned at the top of the telecast, more crucial games are lost by bad plays than are won by doing something in the clutch.
Nagy with another good forkball. He's had the good forkball working all day. Going down and away from Rafi right here. Rafi needs to make an adjustment right here and stay back. And hopefully just flick it over the third baseman's head.
Yeah, he struck out on a forkball back in the 3rd. Fastball, but it missed inside. We got Bonilla looking at a similar type pitch with a little more movement on it back in the 3rd. Not this time.
But I think that's a great call by Alomar. They figure Palmeiro's probably thinking forkball away. Just missed.
Are the runners going? 3 and 2, 1 out. What do you think, Kirby?
Yes.
They're not going. Strike 3. Palmeiro struck out on ball 4.
Now the 2-2 fastball got Palmeiro inside conscious, and we talk about speeding up the bat. Then he goes to the forkball, and Palmeiro way out in front.
Nagy with that real good forkball going today. Not giving in to hitters. That shows you he's a good, real good pitchers don't give in to hitters. They go at their best stuff, and right now today his forkball seems to be the pitch that he's getting people out with.
Hargrove. I mean, we can't tell who he's hollering at.
I think he was hollering at Larry Young on that 2-2 pitch, the inside fastball.
But here's Bobby Bonilla. 2 on, 2 out of the 5th inning. Foul ball, strike 1 to Bonilla. Now, in the 3rd inning, 2 men were on base with 1 man out. Palmeiro struck out, and so did Bonilla. Now, the same situation with the same 2 hitters. And Nagy trying to get out of the jam again.
Well, that was a different pitch right there. He hasn't thrown many breaking balls. He's been going primarily with his forkball.
1-1 to Bonilla, who has a home run before striking out in the 3rd.
Book on Bobby Bonilla when he was in the National League. You could change up on him all the time, and basically that forkball is like a changeup. He is a dead red hitter.
Strike two call. Now, after the argument, they get that call on the inside.
Well, Bobby right now going, whoa. Fastball in. I got to protect against the forkball. This guy is making quality pitches right now.
Anderson at second. Alomar at first. It is 2-2 now to Bonilla. Cal Ripken on deck. He would be next. The Cleveland bullpen is very busy, by the way. Anderson and Alomar will be off and running at the crack of the bat with 2 down here in the 5th. It's a foul, and he's still alive.
Another good fork ball by Nagy right there. Bobby Bonilla out in front of it. Just got enough of it to foul it off.
The right-hander Chad Ojay, the left-hander Alan Embry up in the Cleveland bullpen. 2-2. The Orioles all of a sudden. The ball club that can't get the big hit. Strike 3 call. That's the second time in a row that he has struck out Bonilla with that pitch. And again, Nagy gets out of the big jam, striking out Palmeiro and Bonilla consecutively. Jose Vizcaíno takes ball 1 from David Wells. Vizcaíno was at the plate when Sandy Alomar was thrown out trying to steal to win the 4th inning. In fact, that's why Vizcaíno was at the plate instead of perhaps Kenny Lofton leading off here. Lofton is on deck. Base hit. And how much longer can David Wells throw almost nothing but fastballs and continue to get him out?
Wells up in the zone with this one, and Vizcaíno just takes it the other way. Yeah, John, one thing that happened last inning, I thought Mike Hargrove made a good move. After Nagy made that bad play at second base, he immediately went to the mound and tried to settle him down. And Nagy came back to strike out Palmeiro and Bonilla to overcome the terrible defense in that top of the 5th inning.
He stayed focused. Here's Kenny Lofton. And Vizcaíno back to the bag at first. All right, you got Lofton up there. He can do a lot of things. You're Mike Hargrove. What do you do here, Kirby?
I think you think about maybe letting the runner move right here, but if not, then Kenny's going to get the bunt down. Got to get the guy over here. Zero's right on.
There's the bunt, but foul.
Yeah, you know Kenny's not going to square around and give himself up. If he's got enough confidence in his bunting ability for a base hit, if he bunts it just a little bit hard, then he'll be out at first, but he's still going to advance the man.
So bunt it and try to beat it out, but at worst, move the man up.
It's called being a team player.
Yeah, that's what you were all about, Kirby.
There's no I in team.
No balls, 1 strike to Lofton. The bunt. Zeal with 1 play, that's the first. And Lofton has moved up Vizcaíno, the possible go-ahead run. And they'll have a couple of shots to try and bring him home. Vizquel coming up, and then Seitzer behind him. Again, Mike Hargrove going for the 1 run. He did it last night. And of course, with a couple of breaks, he ended up getting 4 runs from Albert Bell, but he pinch hit for Tomey with Casey Candel trying to get the sacrifice and go for the 1.
Well, Mike obviously loves the way Charles Nagy is pitching today, and he's got a lot of confidence in his bullpen. So he'd like to get a lead. They've been behind all day until they finally caught up on the Alomar hit.
Vizquel has walked and he has struck out. Now he's trying to be the RBI man. on another fastball, and it's 0-1.
Another reason you might want to play for one run in this situation. The shadows are at about the third baseline. They're going to be coming fairly soon across the diamond.
Not good news for hitters.
Vizquel is hitting .400 in this series. 1-1. By the way, you have to like the way Nagy has pitched today. He got 9 strikeouts, which is a Cleveland postseason record. Cleveland pitcher, Bob Feller included. One of the great strikeout pitchers of all time. Ever had 9 in a postseason game. Of course, when Bob Feller played, postseason meant the World Series.
Nobody was throwing a split finger pitch then either.
Down the left field line, and it's a base hit. Cleveland has gone ahead. Now, Kirby, I was a little surprised, and you were an outstanding outfielder, the way Cavilla played that ball, and I thought it might have been catchable.
I thought he was going over there to catch it myself. I think that maybe it's a little tough to see with the shadow going in. See, Vizquel had a line drive right there. Not planning to pull, but I guess he maybe could have dove for it, but I guess did the best he could in that play. But I think he should have maybe dove for it, or maybe. But hindsight's 20/20, man. I'm not up here to second guess anybody. He's doing the best he can. He hasn't been playing, so you can't ask much more than what he's given. Unfortunately, these circumstances aren't the right time to do that.
Vizcaino had a great read off second base. In his mind, Incavilla was not going to catch it.
Yeah, Vizcaino was coming hard all the way. Sights are the hitter. With Vizquel, a base-stealing threat at first base. So Hargrove played it for the 1, and it has worked. They've gotten the run home, and now they're going for more. And the Baltimore bullpen gets up for the first time.
You know, Cleveland, once they smell blood, they kind of get after you.
Rocky Coppinger, the young right-hander, in the bullpen for Baltimore. Vizquel back to the bag at first. Seitzer is 0 for 2. There's Coppinger, big, hard-throwing right-hander who was used mostly as a starter in the regular season.
Davey Johnson saw his team with a couple of chances to blow this one open, but Charles Nagy has gotten Rafael Palmeiro and Bobby Bonilla twice with 2 men on base.
Not hit hard enough for a double play. They get the 1 at second. Swing for first. They almost turned the 2.
I thought they were going for the 1 right there. Roberto Alomar with the quick hands. Ball from Cal, tried to turn it anyway, and it was close.
Let's take a look at that. In the same speed at which it happened. As they nearly turned the slow bouncer into a double play.
Well, Seitz out in front of this pitch a little bit, hits it off the end. And you see Seitz hustling down, rip with the quick toss. Alomar comes up and throws, really close.
And of course, all the commotion now as Vizquel has been forced out is for Albert Bell. He has been walked intentionally and is lined out to center today. Strike, a beauty on the outside, knee high.
Well, Davey Johnson had 2 options. Let Wells stay in and pitch to Bell, or bring in the right-handed Coppinger. He's elected to stay with Wells.
Bell is 0 for 4 against Wells in this series. Cleveland with a 1-run lead. Albert trying to lengthen that lead. On the inside, strike 2 called.
Pretty apparent Albert's thought process is that probably 3 out of every 4 pitches Wells is going to try to keep away from him to go the other way. But twice in the game, Wells has come in on Albert, and Albert's kind of lifted the arms, and you know he's not looking in that situation.
Oh, he's not, man. Larry Young behind the plate. First pitch was outside, gave him that one, then he came inside to get an inside strike, too. So you get both sides of the plate, which is good news for a pitcher.
So if you're Wells, you come back inside here?
I wouldn't.
He tries it, and he gets him to hit a high fly ball into a fairly shallow center. Anderson battling the sun. That is the inning. Cleveland has gone ahead. Cal Ripken, Eddie Murray, and Pete Incaviglia coming up in the 6th.
Welcome back. As the innings ticked away, the Indians kept their 3-2 lead intact, even though Nagy left the game after 6, giving up 2 runs but striking out 12. We rejoin the action in the top of the 9th and final inning. The Indians' ace closer, Jose Mesa, is on the mound, and Pete Incaviglia will lead off for the Orioles. Mesa has not been as overpowering as he was last season, but he's still racked up 39 saves. Incaviglia will be followed by B.J. Surhoff as manager Davey Johnson tries to send left-handed batters out to face the right-handed Mesa.
Pete Incaviglia to lead it off. Incaviglia has singled to center. And, of course, twice he has struck out. Looked like he took his shot at trying to tie it.
Well, I don't think you can really see right now as a hitter, and some of that high gas up there is tough to catch up to. Coming from Mesa.
Strike 2. The Indians are guarding the foul lines again. Kent at third base and Franco at first base.
Well, if you don't have a great defense, I guess the Indian pitchers decided the best way to handle it is strike everybody out.
The ultimate solution. They have just struck everybody out. That's the way it's worked. And there is number 18. Never in a postseason game have there been as many strikeouts. 18.
Jose Mesa just playing good old country hardball right there. Didn't mess around. 2 Yankee 3 fastballs in a row. They know that it's tough to hit right now as a hitter. I think the pitchers can kind of sense that. They just ran back right now, just throwing fastballs.
Now B.J. Surhoff, who has hit 3 home runs in this series, pinch hitting for Hoyles. Ball 1.
John, I think Mike Hargrove has managed a brilliant game. He made 2 trips to the mound, once after Nagy gave up the 2 home runs. The other time after Nagy messed up that rundown to settle down his pitcher. He played for the 1 run in the 5th. He's had the great matchups, but as we often say, you're only as brilliant as your bullpen. Right now, he's looking real good.
Well, the bullpen got roughed up in Baltimore in those first 2 games, but here at the Jake, it's been a different story. 18 strikeouts out of the 25 outs recorded by Cleveland pitchers today. That might have been ball 3 there.
Well, fastball was low. BJ looked like his leg was bothering him on that swing. You really can't tell or not, but he was hitting on his front foot. He's not really a front foot hitter. He stays back pretty good.
Oh, off the foot.
Bad knee, bad hamstring, and now bad foot for B.J. Surhoff.
That's not what he needed there. Brady Anderson on deck. The 2-2 pitch on the way. Base hit. B.J. Surhoff with a single right through the middle. And now Manny Alexander will come out of the Baltimore dugout. And he will be the runner for Surhoff. So great job by Surhoff under such tough conditions, especially.
Well, BJ's a gamer, man. He's been hurt a lot in his career, and I think he understands injuries. And wasn't no secret what Mesa was going to throw right there. He threw a fastball, and he just did what you're supposed to do as a hitter. Just try to hit it right back up the middle.
Mesa guy you can run on, Kirby?
Not with Alomar. It's kind of tough to say. I don't know. He's kind of slow to the plate sometimes, and sometimes he's not.
Manny Alexander. is the possible tying run.
Franco wants to know if they want him to hold the runner on or play behind. I think you have to hold the runner here.
Yeah, you have to. You don't want to give him a free base.
Anderson today 0 for 3 with a walk. He's also reached on a Vizcaíno error. 3-2. The Indians on top, 9th inning. Coming on, Lofton. Can't hold it. Alexander, who had to hold on to make sure that it was not caught, stops at second base. And now we see those shadows maybe working against the Indians on that play.
There again, the second time for Kenny. I mean, when that ball was hit, even me up here in the booth, I thought it was hit harder than that. And he broke back first, and all of a sudden he tried to come in and get it. And he did what you're supposed to do if the ball's dying. He realizes right now he has to dive and get it, and it hits off the heel of his glove. Those shadows are real tough for an outfielder just at this point.
Well, remember back in the 7th inning with Todd Zeile at second, Davy Johnson did not run for him. Zeile's the only man who has not struck out today, and he gets a chance to do something big for the Orioles here.
He was the Phillies' cleanup hitter, their top RBI man, until he was traded to the Orioles and had 99 RBIs all told for the year. Today he's had a single and a double in 4 trips. A base hit could tie the game. How many times have we seen that today? 18 strikeouts for Cleveland pitching, 2 walks. Alexander, nobody was covering at second base.
Hargrove and Davy Johnson outwardly look calm, but the insides are churning.
After Zeile, Roberto Alomar. The Orioles hoping that somebody can come through with a clutch hit. Popped up. It's playable. Franco out, number 2. The Orioles have not had a hit all day long with a man at second base. And that leaves it to Roberto Alomar. The Orioles are 0 for 8 in those at-bats. Of course, Cleveland has struggled in those spots as well. But it was Sandy Alomar who broke through today with a clutch 2-out, 2-strike, 2-run single in the 4th that helped turn the game around. And now his kid brother Roberto is the Orioles' last hope in this game. Roberto Alomar today 1 for 4. He's had an infield single. Alexander the possible tying run at second base. Brady Anderson the runner at first. Just off the outside. And Mesa really wanted that call.
They're just so used to getting strikes called today.
Charles Nagy. Yeah. Charles Nagy. He was the man who gave the Indians the lift they needed. That's a pop foul out of play. 1-1 to Alomar. Ripken and Zeile. Ali Bonilla apparently okay after crashing into the wall there in the 8th inning. Another pop foul out of play. 1-2 now. Mesa ready. And here it is. Left center field, base hit. This ball game is tied up. Unbelievable.
Big time players show up at big times, and of course that was a big time with 2 outs. Roberto Alomar been held down the whole time. Just trying to put the ball in play right there. A nice base hit. The game's tied now.
And so the Alomar family coming through big time in the clutch today. Sandy for Cleveland tying it with 2 down and 2 strikes in the 4th, and now Roberto in the same spot under a little more duress, in fact, 9th inning, and he has tied it. problem for Albert Bell. And we are going to the last half of the ninth inning, and it is tied.
And it stayed tied into extra innings. We rejoin the game in the top of the 12th as Jose Mesa is still pitching, and he's not used to pitching 4 innings in a row. The first batter he'll face is the Orioles' Roberto Alomar.
Here's Roberto Alomar to lead it off in the ninth inning with the Orioles down by a run. B.J. Surhoff got them started with a single, and later with 2 down, Roberto Alomar blooped a single in to bring home the tying run of the game. And it is still tied. That was against Mesa. Alomar, pretty good bunter, and often bunts, and the third baseman told me very shallow down the line from third. Alomar, 2 base hits today in 5 at-bats with a run batted in. That's a called strike.
Yeah, I bet the last time Jose Mesa pitched into his 4th inning was when he was a starter.
And of course, when Cleveland got him from Baltimore, that's what he was. He was a starting pitcher. That one is hit deep into center field. Lofton is going back, still going back, all the way back. Gone, home run. So Alomar, in his next at bat against Mesa, after tying the game in the 9th inning with a single, he has homered in the 12th inning. 4-3 Baltimore.
Guess that last hit he got was a big hit for him. Got his confidence back. Got him going. Got a good fastball right there for Mason to hit. Nice short swing. Brother setting up inside. Nice low pitch. Right where left-handers want it.
Roberto Alomar's home run sealed the game and the series for the Orioles. It means the Indians failed to repeat their success of last season when they reached the World Series. The divisional playoffs have now been decided. To confirm the results in the American League, the New York Yankees took the Texas Rangers in 4. The Rangers winning the first game in New York, but New York coming back to win the next 3, coming from behind in all 3 victories as the Texas bullpen